Hey, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I haven't been back in this game for a long ass time. Like about like a month and a half now I haven't been back in this game. Since April 20th actually. Okay, so it's been like 2 months since I last played this game. But yeah, we're finally back to playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And if you guys remember the last episode, they basically extended the trial to a 4th day because they needed to be sure of everything, make sure that like the person that was running the studio is cleared of all charges, because it wasn't Cody and it wasn't Miss Oldbag that murdered the stunt person, I believe it was, or the actual actor. I forget, but like I know most of the information about what just happened in the last episode, but we know that it wasn't we know that wasn't one of the directors, and we know that it wasn't Wendy Oldbag. So let's see what happens in day 4 of the investigation. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Maya. So what happened? Well, I think I got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Other than the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So in that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. We have no time to waste. Alright. First place we need to go back to is the studio. And look, she's already, like, waiting to talk to me. She don't want to say shit. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think our guard's down. Yeah? I thought we could even eat those donuts in the guard station, if we wanted. She still doesn't say shit. You eat, you die. Whew, she's alive. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. She always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Sal Manella, the director? Sal? He's soft, a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to do. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. About Mr. Hammer. Ah! I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you drag a star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget about this. Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. That poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' his costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Well, you seem pleasant. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming, just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Yeah! No touching! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean... I almost had a heart attack! I guess I can be a little dramatique at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have the bottle anymore because I presented it at the trial. Check the dressing room. Empty dressing rooms like this are kind of lonely, aren't they? I'm sure Mr. Powers will be back soon. He'll be fine. Yeah. What do we got here? There's a box for snacks on the table. They must give these to employees. It's completely empty. I can feel my eyes burning into the back of my neck. The Wright cosmetics here. This is the wig used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Wow, you remember it, Nick? Thanks to you. Shit, what am I stuck on? There we go. Mr. Powers' bag. I hope WP can come pick it up himself soon. Soon. Alright. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution in the plate changed color, alright. So the food in this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing anyway? Mr. Edgeworth was out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups? Bottles? Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim. Jack Hammers' prints in the bottle. So that means... Yep, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Alright, we still have plenty of time until the trial, so, I want to look somewhere else. I want to check the actual, the other studio, Studio 2. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him... Like the director, or the producer. Oh, hey, it's this bitch again. Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? H-E-L-L-O. Hi, E-A-L-O. Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I love you shout out each letter by letter. It's like H-E-L-L-O. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me? Mr. Hammer came here the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My fake blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh dear. Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. Wow, it's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical summer romance stories, but it was great. A typical summer romance with a samurai and a horse? The hell does samurai sing about? Chopping off heads? Oh, my god. That movie was the best. It's about a samurai who sings his way to fame and fortune. Mr. Hammer was a very accomplished singer, you know. Singing samurai stars. What's next? Ninja ballet? Nothing here. Alright, so let's go back to outside Studio 1. And then move again to the main gate. And then you talk to her about no. So let's move again to Detention Center. See what Powers knows. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only one day left. Let's make it count. Yes. Because there's not really anything I can do to help. Hahaha, I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Could you tell me more about Ms. Vasquez? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and... And... what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him, and everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he says he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh. Yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Ms. Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago? Well, now we got some dirt on Vasquez, so we can go talk to her about that. Never mind. Apparently not. I don't know why I was doing that. I'll do it in tune with the music. Anyways, let's see, where to go next? I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh. Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? Was Maya always this excitable? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to WP. WP. Powers, right. I mean, we already talked to him, but if you want to go talk to him again. Excuse me? Thank you for showing me that, whatever it is. I wish I could think of some way for me to help you. Sorry. Okay, so he can't be any more help. So let's move to, Vasquez. Now I want to try showing her the plate and see if she, reacts to it anyway. She's not even looking. Okay. Hey, you look. Why are you showing that to me, Nick? Oh, what? She wasn't looking, so she decided to show it to Maya instead. Like, hey, Maya, look at this. Okay, so that doesn't work either. So... why don't you show me your attorney's badge, Nick? Alright, we already looked in here and there's no one in here, so it's, tell you what, let's go back to, the dressing room. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so we got those from him. So, this is the employee area. Oops, didn't do that. Oh, it's assistant. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But this week is the last episode of the Steel Samurai. What? No! My voice freaking cracked there when I said that too. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh. I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, that a producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that show part of the film set then? But what do you mean, The Last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! No! Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. And this is... A fan collected all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Can you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Ms. Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Ms. Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. I honestly took a wild guess with that freaking photo album that Cody had. But thankfully it worked. What? You're still sneaking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darnest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer! She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Huh? Nichols? Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols. That assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers? Dredging up dirt in someone's past like that, and the recently departed, no less? I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Do you expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I have proof, right? I'm sorry, Miss Oldback, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. The camera, right? What's that supposed to prove? That means nothing to me. Nick, I'm kind of having trouble figuring that one out too. Wrong evidence? But I know Miss Oldback knows something. I have to get her to talk. Alright, so I just gotta skip past all this again. And we'll try the album this time. Not that either, fuck. So let me try the photograph, and if that doesn't work, then I guess the only thing left I have really to do is just say I don't have proof. Oh no, wait. I have an idea. Alright, so I can ask her, I can say I don't have proof, and then she'll probably say come back with proof. So I can go back and talk to Penny, and see if Penny can give me something. Proof? Well, no. See? See? I see how you work. Anything that doesn't fit, you just blame on the dead. Well, just butt out, lawyer boy. She knows something, but how am I going to get her to talk? Shit. He's no use. He's no use. See if we can talk to Vasquez. She's no use. Oh, I am stupid. I am so stupid. I just realized what it was. Okay. So let's get past all this again. You know, all this bullshit over and over. And shaboom. Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. But what does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer's had some sleepless nights. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. Where's the proof that he used those pills and powers? Right there. Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes. So? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy at the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor and the man fell into the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. Alright. So... Detective Gumshoe must have left by now. He's probably thinking about what to do in tomorrow's trial. I bet Edgeworth is pretty angry with him. The assistant must have gone off somewhere. That stuff about Mr. Hammer must have come as a shock to her. Alright, so let's go see if we can talk to, Vasquez about anything now. Supposedly she was here when that happened. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old bag. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Old Bag, Nick. Right. Anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind? Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more, inside the shower. Nick, she went inside the shower. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But, you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident. Accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think, what would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it? On purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises too. So that's why she hit the photo. She's an old fool. Of course all the reporter would need is negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys? What the hell? Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Hang on a minute. My mic was freaking staticking. I need to get a new one soon. Why should T. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. T. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. He's like, Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Christ. Okay, so maybe it was her after all. You know, it's actually getting really good. This freaking case actually getting really, really good. Because if it does end up being her, then we would basically just caught her in the act, pretty much. So, which is good news because, you know, we'll have found her out, pretty much. So, let's hope for the best. October 20th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is the producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Still smoking that pipe. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in a trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Ugh. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Who says that? I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp. It ended at 4 o'clock. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in the front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk. What with that monkey's head toppling over? I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. I want to see what they have in our records so far. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same can be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Ugh. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 o'clock and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5 o'clock. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you do is state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. Evidence that she didn't touch the T-bone steak. Let me press that again. Let me just want to read that. Unless, like, it means the plate of the plate, but I doubt it could be that. I could try it, but I doubt it's gonna work. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will. Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left in the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? It's not impossible. Well, maybe it's not impossible, but... Silence. I'm speaking. The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the Steel Samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there is proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the Steel Samurai shows that the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest that I could have wrestled it away from him? Yeah, take that, Wright. If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on that samurai spear in the court record. Isn't there something in there that gets you? Something odd about the samurai spear? Wait! Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim. Very well, I won't hold you to your claim, but I'm afraid I will have to penalize you. You're taking back your claim? Let's backtrack for a moment. I want to consider whether the witness could have used the samurai spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Would it be the shaft because it was broken? I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I am the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Would I make a claim like this if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Wait a minute. What if this could have been a hit and run? Could either be the sleeping pills or it could be a hit and run. I'm gonna say it was a hit and run. Nick, think about this. Huh? Think? Please. How could that possibly have been the murder weapon? She has a point. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. Nothing. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then. Okay, so that's not it. Sleeping pills. Not the stakes either. Not the staff. I'm just gonna present everything until it freaking lets me get past this part. Wait a minute. I am an idiot. I knew it. I knew it. It has to be freaking this because she could have killed him the same way that freaking Hammer killed the other guy. Look at this photo. What is this? Why? That's Jack Hammer sitting at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Hammer did to himself 5 years ago. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. The fucking van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Sorry. Freaking mic keeps acting up. Everything keeps like staticking. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? They're at a loss for words. So, what happens next? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Ugh, what do I do now? Fuck. I gotta split the part and figure out for myself. When I split the part, I'll figure out what the hell's going on here.